Hola mi gente, welcome to my channel. So I'm going to show you how I made this creamy and delicious mac and cheese, guys. I'm so excited about this recipe. This has to be one of the best mac and cheese I made, and I want to share it with you. So make sure you stay until the end of the video, and let's get started. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is start to boil our pasta. So you're going to fill a pot with some water, and then you're just going to go ahead and allow it to come to a boil on medium-high heat. So while we wait for our water to boil, we're going to go ahead and start grating our cheese. So I'm using here cover jack cheese, pepper jack cheese. So if you never use pepper jack cheese for your mac and cheese, this is the time to do it. It just gives such a good flavor, smoky, delicious, spicy. It's going to be so good. And also white cheddar. So mi gente, I do want you to grate your own cheese. I know it's a lot of work, but you just have to do it. The creaminess on your sauce, the creaminess on your mac and cheese is just not the same as if you use the stuff in the bag. You can go ahead and use it, of course, you know, if you just don't feel like grating it, but just the results are not going to be the same. So I highly recommend grating your own cheese. Trust me, you're going to thank me later. And yeah, just give yourself some time and grate your own cheese. Alright guys, so after finished grating my cheeses, it was such a workout, but it's worth it. We are going to go ahead and just mix all of them together. Just why I just want to go ahead and transfer it to another big bowl so I can just mix all three of my cheeses. And remember, I use cover jack cheese, pepper jack cheese, and also white cheddar. So just make sure you mix all of them nice and well, and then we are just going to go ahead and divide it. So some of it is going to be for the cheese sauce that we're going to make. Very simple. And then the other one is going to be for the actual mac and cheese. All right. All right, guys. So my water has come to a boil. And then we are going to go ahead and season it up. So the way that I'm going to season my pasta is I'm just going to use some chicken bouillon and salt. And this is how we're going to start to build flavor. So I'm not using evo pasta. I'm using cavatappi. If I'm saying it wrong, guys, I'm sorry. You know, I have an accent. But you're going to cook your pasta 2 minutes less than what the box says because it's going to finish cooking in the sauce, all right? So you're just going to cook your pasta and then you're just going to go ahead and drain it out. And you're going to use the same pot to make your cheese sauce. All right, guys, so in the same pot that I cooked my pasta, I went in and I melted 3 tablespoons of butter. And these are the spices that I'm using for my mac and cheese. I'm going to leave everything down in the description, so make sure you check that out. So as my butter is melting, I'm going to add some chopped garlic. And girl, I'm telling you, this cheese sauce is going to be so good. So you're just going to saute your garlic for about 30 seconds. And I'm going to go ahead and mix my spice mix. So I'm going to add just a little bit of it to my butter and my garlic. So what we're doing here, we're blooming the spices. And this is just such a good way to like get all the flavors out of your spices. And you just want to saute this for literally 30 seconds, all right? You don't want to burn the spices either because you're going to have to start all over again. All right, mi gente, so after 30 seconds, you should be able to smell the spices and the garlic. That's when you're going to add your heavy cream. So we're not doing a rule for this recipe. We're just going to go ahead and straight up add heavy cream. This is easy, fast, and it's also so delicious and creamy. So you're just going to allow the heavy cream to get a little bit hot, and then you're just going to add the rest of your spices right in there. And then I'm also going to go ahead and add some dry parsley, and this is more for looks than anything. So, and remember guys, I'm going to leave everything in the description, my cheeses, the amount of cheese that I use, the spices, everything is going to be done in the description with measurements. So after adding your dry parsley and your spices, you're going to allow it to come to just a soft boil, and make sure you're stirring as you're waiting because you don't want this to stick to the bottom, all right? So once it comes to a nice bubbly thing going on, you're gonna lower your heat to low, all right? And then we're gonna go ahead and start adding our cheeses. And as you add your cheeses, you gotta keep whisking the sauce, all right? Because like I said before, you don't want this to burn or stick to the bottom. And in the description, I'm gonna have the amount of cheese that I use for it. I use about, I would say like 2 cups around there. But you know, if you wanted more cheesy, you can go ahead and use more. But this cheese sauce is perfect and it's done. So you can go ahead and taste it and adjust it to your liking, of course. And then once you're happy with how it looks, you're gonna go ahead and add your pasta. And remember, we cooked the pasta 2 minutes less than what the box says, so it can finish cooking right here on the stage of this recipe. And look how good and creamy this looks. I know you might think it's too saucy, girl, but let me tell you something. The next day, this is gonna heat up so well. So after about 2 minutes of adding your pasta, you are going to go ahead and start assembling your mac and cheese. So you're going to go ahead and start with your casserole dish, and then you're just going to go ahead and start paralleling the mac and cheese on the bottom of it. Make sure you cover the bottom of the casserole dish because we want mac and cheese to be everywhere. Make sure you distribute this very well. And then after that, you're going to go ahead and take that mixed cheese that we divided. And this is what you're going to use it for. You're just going to go ahead and add more cheese to your mac and cheese. But I also want you to leave at least maybe a handful of cheese to put it on the top, all right? So I'm just going to go ahead and finish laying my mac and cheese, guys. And let me tell you, I use all of it. I use the whole bags of the pasta. And one more thing, this mac and cheese smells amazing because we bloom the spices. This is such a good way to like enhance the flavor of your spices. So look at this. It looks creamy, it looks perfect, it looks delicious. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use the leftover of my cheese and just put it on top. And then just for garnish, this is optional, you don't have to do this. I'm just gonna go ahead and add some Italian spices on the top and also top it up with some dry parsley, and this is what it looks like. So now you are gonna bake this at 425. Remember, everything that we have here is already cooked, so you kind of just melting the cheese. So you're just gonna bake this at 425 for about 10 minutes or onto the top of your mac and cheese. Looks like this. Oh my God, guys, this looks amazing. She looks beautiful. And let me tell you, this was so easy. It has to be, I tell you, it has to be one of the easiest and just perfect mac and cheese I have made. So you do want to let this rest for about 10 to 15 minutes before you dig in. But this is gonna be such a good addition to your table. It's easy. And remember, I'm gonna have everything down in the description. So if you miss something, just go down there and everything is gonna be down below. So now after about 10 minutes, I'm gonna show you how creamy and delicious this mac and cheese is. Oh my God, it's just, look at it. It's so perfect. And that cavatappi pasta that we use, guys, I think this is gonna become my new favorite pasta for mac and cheese. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y buen provecho.